Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for the response, and I hope everybody is fine. Alhamdulillah. Good. Thank you so much. So let me start with connecting with you. What we say. I hope so. 2 days before, everybody was here in Islamabad. No? Or yes? You are all here in Islamabad for the last 2 days? Yes. How was the hailstorm? Everybody is fine? Everybody's cars are fine? Okay or not? Damaged? So many cars were damaged due to hailstorm. Okay. I hope so. This was a very unique phenomenon. Perhaps I've seen first time in my life. With so many big hails, Anyways, all right. So I welcome you from the core of my heart in this institution, Federal Judicial Academy, and in coming 1.5 hours, you will be having the session with me. My name is Dr. Zia. Consider me as your facilitator. I'm not instructor or anything like that. Consider me as your facilitator and your friend here, who would be trying to exchange some of a little bit knowledge I would be sharing with you, and I would also try to steal some knowledge from you because you're having definitely a lot of experience. So let's begin with the session in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me have a commitment first before starting the session, which I do, and let me do here as well. Are you ready to do that commitment with me? Whatever I would say. Yes? Thank you so much. I trust you. 1, nobody would be silent here in my session. Yes or no? Yes. Only 2 people. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, thank you so much. Secondly, nobody is wrong except the person who is silent. Okay? Nobody's answer is wrong. Nobody's question is wrong. Except the person who is just silent. Silence is wrong here in the session of Dr. Zia. Okay? You can stop me anytime, interrupt me anytime, and cut my sentence and start talking. No problem. You're more than welcome. That's my session. Okay? Let's begin with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And you need to pay your attention fully. Okay? Let's forget who we are. Let's forget what status we are having. We are all professionals. But let's forget and let's become what? Child. Because the fastest learner on earth is a child. He falls down or she falls down and then stands up and again falls down to learn. But if we fall down, then what would we do? इधर उधर देखेंगे, किसी ने देखा तो नहीं, मजाक तो नहीं उड़ाया. अब next time हम ख्याल करेंगे, सीखेंगे भी नहीं. But this time, let's become child, let's become children and learn fast in at least 1.5 hours, whatever we can try. Yes or no? Yes. Thank you so much. Let's begin. Emotional intelligence. It's really very, very important phenomenon, my dear judges. People say intelligent quotient, IQ, is important. Yes, no doubt, that is important. But emotional intelligence is twice important, 3 times more important than IQ. The first lesson of today. How it is 3 times important, I would give you evidence, I would justify it, I give you proof of it, and I also share some experience, practical real life experiences with you. So, emotional intelligence, I would be using the abbreviated form, that is EI, or the quotient EQ. You can consider in the beginning as one and the same thing. Okay. Professional climate needs change. Do you agree with that? That the professional climate changes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only permanent. Yes or no? The only constant. जो अज़ल से है, अभी भी है और अज़ल तक रहेगा. Yes or no? Agree? What is the second most important permanent? अब आप कहेंगे आप पेपर लेके आ रहे हैं. No. Yes, please. Can you speak it in the mic? Very good. You see, मेरा हम ना भी बोले यहाँ पर. Yes. Means change. Change is the only permanent. People say, what's the best definition? Somebody asked me, Dr. Zia, do you have the good definition of change? I said, I think I had. Change is the only permanent. Full stop. Because change changes. It exists. So change remains permanent. Now, professional climate needs change. And if you don't change, we get stuck. We become stagnant. And if we become stagnant, then what happens? We become rotten. We do not learn. We cannot improve. We cannot, furthermore, we cannot solve problems appropriately. Then further, we cannot go for decision making appropriate. And that's our professional fear to do appropriate decision making based on appropriate problem solving. So, for professional climate needs change. Let's see, in offices, in organizations, in institutions, wherever you are, what happens? Mostly we need to deal with human beings. Yes or no? Yes. And not with machines. Yes. Sometimes some people know that that's okay, maybe 10%, 15%, 20%, but mostly we deal with the human being. And human beings are not being operated through fuel, but through good relationships. My dear judges, underline the word good relationships. Or if you're writing the notes, if you're taking notes, are you taking notes? Yes or no? Yes. Good relationship, you should remember these two words. It's a combination of two words. Good relationships. Underline and keep that in your diary. Yes, please.
This would be relevant for the time being. What we are hearing about AI, maybe human beings will be replaced with machines.
I will justify it cannot.
Emotional intelligence.
I will justify it cannot. That time will never come. I'm a student of AI as well. Recently I completed this Google professional certificate in AI. They say no. 2.5 month program. Intensive. Okay, but I appreciate. Okay, so human beings. And human beings are operated and dealt and managed through good relationships. Now, the word good relationship should be kept in your mind. That's really important. Now, let's see. Here, the truth cannot be ignored. And what is the truth, my dear judges? The truth is here. Human being is also called emotional being. Human being, the scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens. Yes or no? Yes. And people say, based on Encyclopedia Britannica or Encyclopedia Americana or any other, if you go and study and understand the etymology of the word, you say the nearest word to human being is emotional being, not animal being. No, emotional being, not talking being. No, emotional being, very close, possessed, and that this is the truth. Thus, what we say. A human being, as a judge, you are also emotional being. That is the first lesson of today. So those days are gone. Those people should be shut away. That system should be shut away. Those who say, no, don't be emotional. Our definition and understanding of emotional would be different. We would understand what exactly the emotion and intelligence means and how we can channelize and utilize this technology, this technique, this software system in making better decisions. So, human being, a judge is also emotional being. Thank you very much. Nobody should say, it's a professional climate, you should not be emotional, keep your emotions at home. No. Have you heard that? Don't be emotional, keep your emotions at home. Nahi. Emotion serves you in decision making. Emotion serves you in problem solving. Emotion is a reservoir. It's a resource. Why should we keep this big strength and resource at home and come to the office empty-handed, empty-hearted? No, my dear judges. We learn this and you will be happy. It's really very, very interesting. You called in to the really good session today. All right, now. pay attention to these images. I won't be speaking anything. You need to pay attention for 15 minutes only, and let's see what you understand. You don't need to speak, don't need to think, just feel. Just connect your emotions with them. No talking, no thinking, connecting your emotions with the images. All right. What did you hear? What did you see? Sorry. What did you see? What is that? Yeah, they come. Yes, anybody? Yes, please.
So, from happiness to outrageous.
Okay, but what are they? What do you think? Emotions. Different emotions. Yes, please. You remember your commitment, nobody is wrong, except the person who is silent. Let me see how many are wrong here. Different emotions. Different expressions. Expression of emotions. Emotions. Reflection of different emotions. 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 Very good. Sir. Expressed emotions. Okay. Don't copy him.
Emotions पहले से हर एज को छोटे बच्चे से टॉडलर से लेकर टीनेज बनता है तो उसकी ये इमोशन
Very, very. Different people. All right. Let me clarify. The second lesson of today is these are not emotions, but these are expressions of the emotion. These are not emotions. No, no. Emotions do not reside on your face. Let me tell you. Emotions reside deep inside your head somewhere. Inside, वो बड़ा operation करके अंदर से जाके देखना पड़ता है emotion का. So these are not emotions, but these are expressions of the emotion. How you express. Your face is the true reflection of the expression of the emotions. All right. Now, this is what we are going to do today. We are going to have this session based on this. It's a sort of one roadmap on one page. Every session should be having, I recommend, but I do this. So definitely we will be talking about emotion. My dear judges, we haven't started the session. We have not yet started the session. We will start with emotion. We will talk about what is intelligence. We will link it with an activity. I brought very interesting activity. You would be liking, you would be enjoying that activity. And I will be linking emotion with intelligence, juxtapositioning of the two things, and understanding what actually is meant by being intelligent about emotions. Then we will be talking about emotional intelligence and the judicial system or judiciary, how emotional intelligence can help a judge to become a better judge, bigger judge, broad-minded judge, better decision maker, with vision, visionary judge, transformational judge, a leader judge, others follow. Let me tell you, emotional intelligence makes you that kind of judge where other judges follow you. Okay? And finally, I'll give you a conclusion and some very, very important tips. If you like, you keep them. If you don't like, good. Okay? So this is all what we are going to do today. Let's begin with the first point. What is an emotion? Now your input is required, and then I will tell you what I do. Emotion is a feeling. Very good. Any other person? Stimulus, internal stimulus for doing something. And ability. Sir, anything comes in your mind, you speak, no problem. Nobody is wrong, I do. Wow. Emotion is the reflection of mental feeling.
It's a response.
It's a response to of us, towards us, it's similar. All right, all right. So, feeling. Okay, that's it. Yes. Okay, state of mind and body to a situation. Wow, that's it. Very good. Now you're opening. I'm happy. Good, mashallah. All right, let's see. Who said it's a mental state? Somebody said. State of mind, who's used? Somebody, yes. One person. Can we have a clap for this guy? Very good, excellent. State of mind, emotions. If you are taking notes, write this. State of mind. 3 words. You must write for your notes. I'm telling you, these are going to be very, very important notes for your life. State of mind means not the state of heart. It's a big challenge, big question. We will be talking about that after some time. I will be discussing. I'm saying it's a state of mind, I'm saying it's not the state of mind. It's nullifying the heart state. It's approving mental state. So it's a mental state that arises, second point, spontaneously. You cannot create by thinking, by planning. No. It occurs automatically rather than through consciousness. No, you cannot create it with a consciousness. No. And is often accompanied by speak out, by
Physiological changes.
yes, psychological changes, by
Physiological.
physiological changes, not the psychological changes. Physiological changes mean bodily. I'm sitting, I will be standing. If I'm angry, I'm standing. Is it a physiological change or not? Yes or no? Yes. If I'm happy, I become angry. Is it physiological or not? Physiological. If I point my finger like this and say, you don't listen to me, it's a physiological change. Let me add up. If somebody starts shouting, what is that? Physiological change. If somebody stands up and slaps somebody, what is that? Physiological change for the person and physiological change for the person who received the slap. If somebody comes up and punches, physiological change. He will bring the other person and he will get the physiological change. And let me elevate further. If somebody stands up and shoots or stabs and kills the person, takes the life of the person, is it a psychological change or physiological change? Physiologically, you eliminated a person, you change life into death. It's a physiological change. You have made a person a dead body. It's a physiological change. Emotion is that. Emotion is having that power. So let's move further. And then people say, no, मुझे पता नहीं चला. जज्बात में बह गया. मुझे गुस्सा आ. कभी कत्ल हो गया, चोरी हो गई, फलां हो गया, ये हो गया, वो. Emotion is that strong. Strength, resource, reservoir. Now, emotional intelligence and judicial system. 2-3 slides I will be sharing with you, but these 2-3 slides are for education purposes. So we'll stand over there and we'll read them and understand. You see, some reported that the legal system tends to strip away the notion, which I have just talked, that judges were told that they should strip away their emotions. जज्बात यहाँ ना रखें, यहाँ पे जज्बात का कोई काम नहीं है, घर में रख के आया सब, something like that. But the reality is that judges, particularly trial judges and other judges as well, often have to manage the emotions not only of their own but also of others. Very, very important. Now, while the legal system recognizes that handling the emotions of others is part of the judge, because judge is also a manager in the courtroom, you manage the emotions of others. But the big question is, what about the personal emotions of the judge? People pick your emotion. People pick our emotions. They damage our emotions. And we get bleed inside. We start bleeding inside. And nobody can see. They say, अच्छे बड़े तो हैं आप ठीक. How come they know that what sort of feeling, what sort of emotional outbursts you are having? A very little attention is given to this aspect. Have you got training on how to manage your own personal emotions? Nobody. At school? No. At academy? No. At college? No. At university? No. In professional academies? No. Maybe this is a few, one of the few. And it is not only in Pakistan, it's all over the world. Last time I was in US, in Boston, I talked to the Boston judges, I talked to Australian judges as well. I was on my postdoctorate, so I asked, I interviewed, and they said, yes, we have the same situation. We are not taught properly, we are not trained properly related to emotional intelligence, how to handle our emotions. Reality number one, the stories of litigants' unhappy lives can trigger emotion. Yes, because second reality, a judge may not sit up there and watch justice stand right in front of him, right in his or her courtroom. Positive emotions can be triggered, negative emotions can be triggered. Yes or no? When you deal with the litigant stories and issues and problems and cases, your own emotions are triggered. They can be positive, they can be negative. Positive emotions. Why positive emotions? Fortunately, judges experience more pleasant emotions. Why? There's a logic and valid point behind it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God is the creator of every creature. It's mobile, it's you, it's me, it's table, it's building, it's animal, it's a bird, it's the word, anything. All these things are creatures. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only creator. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I have created everything based on virtue. Neki ki bunyad. God has created anger as well based on virtue. It's our failure that we are unable to use anger for a proper purpose, for a proper reason, for a proper target. So emotions are also positive. That's why when you feel dealing with the stories, with the litigants' stories and all other in the courtroom, you feel positive emotions. Let me ask you, can you feel better than that when you do justice in the courtroom? उससे बेहतर फीलिंग कभी आप फील कर सकते हैं जिस दिन आपने इंसाफ किया और आपका दिल खुश होता है मैंने इंसाफ कर दिया क्या बात You fly in air, you say I'm the best person on earth. Those are the best emotions, best of the best emotions. Sometimes you feel like that, but sometimes you feel negative emotions. Maybe I'm just giving you examples. You can add up many other examples. Maybe proliferation of cameras or other reasons may trigger negative emotions. Because this job of a judge is extremely difficult, extremely complex. And the reality, worst reality, bitter reality of this job is that you have to stay here in this job most of the time, lifetime. What does it mean? You face the problems, you see the problems, you hear the issues of the litigants and the fightings and the quarrels and big issues, small issues, whole day, whole life. And then, how come you be happy? I salute that judge who is happy and he is or she is still judge. I salute that because being judge, nobody in your courtroom brings, it's my birthday, let's have a discussion. No. Some people bring, there's a fight, some quarrel, some death, some killing, some plundering, some looting. So you listen, you read everything related to these negative things, negative, and you try to bring solution to that. That's what I say. But negative emotions are big as well. Alright, various kinds of emotions. These are 6 basic emotions, but there are more than 100 emotions. 46 emotions and sub emotions exist. If I go on delivering a session on emotional intelligence in true sense, it would span over 10 days. 10 days emotional intelligence session. So these are the basic fundamental emotions, just to give you a glimpse. We'll move further and I will come back and discuss on that as well. Now we have understood what is emotion. It resides somewhere inside. Now let's talk about intelligence. What is an intelligence? Yes, please. You can give me your input and then I will move forward. What do you think? What is an intelligence? Ability of understanding. Good.
It's the ability to adapt to change.
Okay, it's an ability to adapt to change. Any other person? Very good. Appreciate. Anything comes in your mind, you can speak. No problem. You can speak your mind. Right. Yes.
The ability to understand the situation.
The ability to understand the situation. And my dear judges, let me tell you, do not feel that whatever you would be speaking, what others would feel. Log kya kahenge, dusra kya kahega. No, if you start thinking like this, then you will not speak. Whatever comes in your mind, we are learning it. I might be wrong, you might be wrong, so what? It happens. To err is human. Insan khata karta, koi baat. And we learn. Okay, let's see. It is an ability. Ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Two things. Number one, it's an ability. Now two things. Do what? To acquire, learn, get, and then apply. To acquire and apply. It's an ability to acquire and apply. What? Number one, knowledge. Number two, skills. If you practice knowledge, what it becomes? It becomes skill. And concluding result is, the target is effectiveness, not efficiency. There's a difference between efficiency and effectiveness. Effectiveness is, if somebody asks me, give me a mobile, I say, here it is. Done. Efficiency, if I give it fast, no problem. But if somebody says, give me a dress, and I bring a laptop, and then say, what did you say? It is not effectiveness. Effectiveness is exactly right thing to be done, what is required. And that saves a lot of time, energy, resources of the judge as well as normal human being. So it's the ability to acquire and then apply what? Knowledge as well as skills effective. That's important. That's intelligence. Now, if we link intelligence with emotions, how interesting. The ability to understand or acquire the knowledge of emotions and apply that knowledge and practice to make it skill of you to use emotions effectively. Then you can imagine how powerful a judge can become. So knowledge. Let's move forward. How to test intelligence? IQ.
Sorry.
Yes, no.
Can you elaborate the ability to acquire intelligence is something which is inbred in a person or it is something we acquire with special time?
Very important. Acquisition happens, very interesting question, I appreciate it. Acquisition happens in the early childhood. When you acquire a law, child acquires a law until 4, 5, 6, 7. Then people say the personality of a human being completes around 7 years, but sometimes earlier. Then acquisition almost ends. Then you start doing what? Learning. There's a difference between acquisition and learning. Acquisition is not without conscious. No consciousness. Automatically, that's what we say acquired language. Mother tongue is acquired language, not learned. But you can speak English or any other French or German, that is learned. Okay? So IQ is to some extent, not to some extent, to most extent, inbuilt and fixed. Intelligence is almost more than 90% fixed and acquired. It does not change. It is fixed. And then you practice knowledge and skills and your previous acquired knowledge and understanding and experiences to solve the problems, to deal with the people effectively and efficiently over. So that's my answer. More than 90% is already covered. Alright, how to test intelligence? IQ, definitely intelligence quotient. Intelligence interval cognitive designation, that's IQ testing. That's how we test like this. If you want to test IQ or maybe intelligence, you test the people based on this. The test takers means those people who appeared in IQ test. If they have scored between, let's this one, 85 to 114, they are average, means 68 or around 70% of the test takers. Majority are average all over the world. Majority population average. If you go higher towards severely challenged, 40 to 54% means less than 1%. And if you go for challenge, 2 to 3%, to 2.3% below average. If you go higher, above average, and 7, you can see gifted 2.3% and challenge 2.3%. And if you go here, genius less than 1%, and here you can see severely challenged less than 1%. And if you go here, extraordinary genius, like maybe nowadays we symbolize Einstein. So you can say extraordinary genius, 170, maybe 175. Let's see the same test takers in a bell curve form to understand in much better way. Like this. The same thing, 68% I told you, that is 70%. But here you see mentally inadequate, low intelligence, and here if you go superior challenges, superior intelligence, and gifted, above 70, above 150. So this is how intelligent quotient or intelligence is measured. Now they are adding more and more items, constructs in intelligent quotients to make it much more effective and efficient. Anyways, let's move further. I thought just to share it with you. Now, why emotional intelligence is important in tuition? Not intelligence, emotional intelligence. Judges being flesh and blood are subject to the same emotions as normally human beings is. We also become angry, we also feel happy, we also get sad, we also feel loneliness. Emotion in jury, have you heard about that? Judicial anger? That's what we say. Do you remember that historic event when Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu put an infidel down and he was upon the infidel and he was going to, kill him? That person, the opponent, what did he do? He spit on his face. Please, anytime. No. I said it is fixed and internal. Acquisition is, whatever you become, until 6 or 7 years you become. And that becomes permanent part of your personality. That is inbuilt. I said 90%, more than 90% IQ is fixed and inbuilt. Acquired. It does not change. It is fixed. It's permanent. That's why if you say I want to increase my IQ now, very difficult. Not very difficult, extraordinarily difficult, or maybe impossible at this time. But if you say I want to enhance and achieve and improve my EQ, 100%. IQ, no. EQ, of course. Okay, I continue. So what I was saying that Hazrat Ali said, I'm leaving. Remember the famous event? And the infidel, the person, he was shocked. He said, "Oh Ali, what did you do? You were going to cut my throat, cut my head, and separate it from my body. You left me. How come it happened?" Also he said, this is my interpretation. He was feeling I'm emotionally intelligent. First, I was going to kill you for Allah's sake. Now, you infuriated my anger. Now I became angry. So I thought I would be killing you because of my anger. So I said, no, I sacrificed my anger for Allah. So I freed you. How emotionally intelligent those people were. How big those people were. So, that's the same thing. The same thing was taught to the judges and instructions were given to the humanity by the greatest man on earth, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. He said, "O Oh people, listen to me. When you are angry, don't make decisions. When you are happy, don't make decisions. Yes or no? Yes. When you have balance to your mentality, then it is. Okay? So, once compassionate, once upon a time, once compassionate, empathetic judge was very likely to be a bad judge. Okay? But after the mental capacity is expanded and research expanded, a good judge should not be like a okay? A rich and fast-growing body of literature on the role of emotion in human life offers insight and guidance. Two things, insight as well as guidance. I'll explain this. Now, the talk of the town is empathetic judging style. My dear judges, what is empathetic judging style? Empathetic judging style is putting yourself in the shoe of others and then understanding the case. How difficult. I'm not saying sympathetic judging style. No. Don't get me confused. Don't get me wrong. No sympathetic judging style, but empathetic judging style. I'll explain the difference later on at the end, because it will take 5-7 minutes. Alright. Emotions, impact on decision making. These 3 lines are really very, very important. The whole session would be based on this. Emotions impact on decision making. What do you do? Decision making. Yes or no? And we are not making decisions for the machines or the tools. No, no, no. Or we are not playing like a game or computer game that we crash the car and we, made it new again. No, no, no. We must worry. Dr. Zia should worry as well that you are making decisions of the real life people. It can ruin their lives, it can build their lives. So you have very, very important and critical job. The true representative of the decision makers, the decision maker up there in the sky. The Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is decision maker and you are the representative of the decision maker. So, impact on decision making. Now I say emotions impact on decision making. And behavior can be usually positive because emotions are also creatures. Positive. Emotions. Now this sentence is really very important. Emotions impact can also be detrimental depending on, I hope you understand the meaning of detriment. Detrimental. Depending on the factors, 3 to 4 factors. Number 1, intensity. Number 2, duration. And number 3, context. Number 1, intensity. Number 2, duration. Number 3, context. Let me repeat again. Number 1, intensity. Number 2, duration. Number 3, context. Please remember these 3 words. अगर मैं कहूँ कि आपको रटलाइज कर लेना चाहिए, you should cram and keep here. It's very important. If I'm happy for 2-3 minutes, it's fine. If I remain happy, I'm laughing and happy for 1 hour, it's not fine. No. I'm not a normal person. If I'm angry for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 16 minutes, okay. But if I was angry for 1 day or 1 week, no, I'm gone. I'm not a good judge, I'm not a good human being. No. If I'm sad for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, okay. If I'm sad for 1 day, no. It's not good for me, good for others as well. No. Intensity, duration, and third one, context. If I'm angry with the wrong person, is it okay? No. If I started shouting on my elderly father, is it okay? No. I'm also not okay. Context. That's why Aristotle said. Somebody asked Aristotle, he was lying on the bed, on the deathbed, and the stream was flowing. And his pupil said, Aristotle, can you tell me one thing? People say that you are the ocean of knowledge, and I've never heard this sentence about anybody on earth. they said that historian wrote that had you never been born in this world, this world would have been gone bankrupt in the field of knowledge. अगर आप पैदा ना होते तो ये दुनिया इल्म के मैदान में bankrupt हो जाती. Somebody said to the Aristotle, and he said, I have over 2 questions, please. Aristotle said, okay, ask. He said that what is the most difficult thing in life, or difficult phenomenon in life? Aristotle said, to become angry. Then he said, what is the most easiest or the easiest thing to do? He said, to become angry. He said, Mr. Aristotle, you gave the answer, same answer to both questions. What's the secret? He said, if you have nothing to do, you become angry, it's very easy. You are a teacher, you don't do anything, become angry. I'm angry. It's very easy. अगर आप काम छोड़ने से I'm angry. Very easy. If you don't want to do anything, become angry. Very easy. If you don't want to do anything in life, become angry with life. Angry with family, angry with yourself. That's okay. Very simple. But he said, explain. Can you explain why you said it's the most complex and difficult and very important phenomenon on earth? He said, yes. He said, write it down. And still it's written. To become angry with the right person, with the right context, for the right time, for the right target, with the right duration, with the right purpose, is extremely difficult. With the right person, with the right context, with the right time, duration, with the right objective, extremely difficult. Not easy. Okay? Let's move further. Alright. So drawing on these interdisciplinary insights, and I would be saying intradisciplinary insights, we can think in coherent way about when emotions might help a judge to perform the job better, or when it might hinder job performance, and how the judge might tell the difference. That is important. Now we'll move further. 2 slides more, and then we are going to have the activity. Illustration. This is just my experience. I've been visiting US and Australia and other countries during my postdoctorate recently in 2023 and 4. So I thought to share it. Much like state trial judges in US system, Australian magistrates handle the majority of civil and criminal actions. These judges report expending significant effort to manage their emotions most of the time. In simple words, they said, we are not trained how to manage our negative emotions. Very simple. One judge said, for example, characterized his work. His work means as a judge, he said, seeing absolute misery passing in front of you day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out, and life in, life out. I feel I am in the wrong profession. Was he in the wrong profession? No. He was not trained about emotional intelligence. That's it. Another judge reflected, I have a problem walking away and just erasing everything. I've heard about the families and the stress that they are under. The treatment children have been dished out. What will happen to them? Such cases come in front of you. Rest of their lives. I just find it difficult to walk away from that and go home to my own children. And look at them and think, oh God, you know, I usually find I try to be more patient with my own children when I go home after. This is how the judge's emotions are impacted, influenced. Illustration. Real life examples. Similar sentiments were expressed by a small group of Minnesota state judges. The researcher described one response as, one judge, he called a case. He was sitting, he said, okay, let me think about that. In which a young child had almost lost his life, his mother delivered an impact statement in which she described how she thought her son was going to die. You are a human being as a judge. How come you can hear and listen that from a mother? I remember thinking, the judge said, I'm going to cry on the bench as a judge. ऐसा होता है. But he regained what he thought was necessary composure, because you are not supposed to cry on the bench when you are a judge. But it also does not mean that you are a robot. No. You need to work as an empathetic judge. This is the explanation of Minnesota State judges. Now, based on that insight, judges reported that they found the work of regulating their emotions to be difficult. That's why they need emotional intelligence training, not in Pakistan, but in US, in Australia, everywhere, in Malaysia as well, everywhere. Inside two, now there are two things. Either we say we think, no, neither I become happy nor I become sad. I become robotic because I am a judge. Then, my dear judges, then, in my personal humble opinion, you cannot be a good judge. Rather, you can be a good bad judge. Second, two things. Second point, we start using empathetic style of judging. Using emotional intelligence, understanding emotions, training yourself, acquiring, learning, practicing emotional intelligence, and becoming broad-minded, big-minded judge. Broad-minded judge. So that you understand not only the words, but also non-verbal language, perception, assumptions, understanding of the cases, and you can understand and solve the problem in a much better way. Okay, now inside three, these windows into judges' experience suggest that their work often prompts emotional response, stimuli, external as well as internal, and managing emotions difficult, and these challenges have an impact on how the judge acts in the moment and how he or she feels about his work for a longer period of time, months, years, or 10 years or more. These voices strongly suggest that the judges feel inadequately trained and supported in this aspect of the work, means emotional intelligence, thus leading to a bleak assessment and fuzzy decision. Decision making is what? To hit the bull in its eye. That is decision making. But you say, hitting here, some hitting here, some hitting here, what's that? Then you would be killing somebody else. You would be giving decision against the person who is totally innocent. So, treat decision, first decision, if not having adequate understanding of emotional intelligence. That's the importance. That is the importance of emotional intelligence by the judges. Inside 4. Be aware of an unhappy or an angry judge in a lighter mode. Now let's move forward. Emotion and decision making by judges. 2 more slides and then we are. The first insight previously I showed you, the legal system should do well or would do well to internalize is that we need to ask judges to strip away emotions. No, now we should throw it away. We should not do that. Because emotions offer some value, not some value, a great value. Research has granted a consensus that emotion is evolved adaptive mechanism necessary for survival, social cohesion, and practical reasons. The most important, practical reasons. So emotions, it serves 3 purposes. It reveals the reason, motivates action in service of reason, and 3 enables. I repeat, reveals reason, hidden reason comes out. Second, motivates action, what to be done in service of reason. Third, enables it. It's very much realistic, very much rational. It enables it, which is the key towards effective judging in this area. मैं उर्दू में अगर बताऊं तो पूरी जज की जॉब इन 3 सेंटेंस में. Yes or no? We do only this thing. We go behind the reason. We go behind the evidence. And emotion reveals reason, enables reason in service of the motivates action in service of the reason, and enables reason. And which is the key towards effective judging as well as decision making. All right. Finally, now we are moving towards because the judges have actual power over actual people. We might well worry. You, management, Dr. Zia, everybody might well worry that emotions would help a judge feel justified in acting like an absolute cruel monarch or like a just God in the court. Definitely everybody would like to go and follow this one. Just God in the court. Now we are going to start emotional intelligence. How much time we are having by the way? 35 minutes. अभी हमने इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस शुरू कर ये सारी तमहीद आप इससे अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस का समंदर कितना बड़ा है. It is 15 days, minimum 15 days training on emotional intelligence को मैं दिया करता हूँ. एक दिन में सिर्फ आपको क्या करें? ट्रेलर भी नहीं आ सकता. Okay? So get ready for a real-time emotional intelligence experience and interesting activity. Let's see. What is this by the way? ये क्या है? Brain. Brain. Thank God we have identified brain. All right. What's the difference between human brain and animal brain? Intelligence. Okay. Good. Or what's the difference between human brain and think of any animal brain who is having biggest brain? Human brain is just like this one. This much. Animal brain, let's take up which brain can be the biggest one? Buffalo? Or maybe rhinos? Can be this much? Or maybe you can have 2 kilo, 3 kilo, 4 kilo brain, and on one side this one. Which one is better? Human. Why? Why not bigger brain is better than this small? Because of intelligence, no? वो इस चीज को कहते हैं कंपनी की भैंस. मैं तो कहता हूँ भैंस बड़ी. जी. They have the same biologically. Based on quantity, who wins? Animal. But based on quality. Quality covers everything in this world. You say quality खाना खाना है, quality चाय पीने के लिए आप कहाँ जाते हैं? पीरोदाई के आटे पे जाते हैं. भाभी पे तो नहीं जाते हैं quality. लोग तो कभी जाते हैं. Quality खाने के लिए, quality life के लिए ये ब्रांच है. Quality dressing के लिए, quality decision making. Okay, so it is the quality that matters, not the quantity. Otherwise, you can eat this much, everything, and at the end, maybe today eat and tomorrow you die. But for quality food, you can live for maybe 100 years. It is quality that matters, not the quantity. Okay, now let's go. Now we are going to define emotional intelligence by these steps. अभी तक हमने emotional intelligence को define किया. हमने किसको define किया? Emotion. हमने किसको define किया? Intelligence को. हमने किसको define किया? Judicial system को. हमने किसको समझा? Significance of emotion in judicial system. Yes? And हमने किसको समझा? Decision making को. हमने emotion की intensity, duration और context को. Now we are going to focus on emotional intelligence and how emotional intelligence as a technique, as a tool, as a resource, as a reservoir can be used in decision making in judicial system. I made it slow, you need to read it properly. Emotional intelligence is the, can anybody read it for me? Anybody?
Capacity for recognizing form and others' feelings, emotions, and managing them.
Thank you so much. God bless you. You know, when I was defining the intelligence, which word I used? Can anybody remember? Ability. Sir, specifically for you and generally for everybody. Ability. You are able or you're not able. It's permanent. Capacity can be increased. So emotional intelligence is the capacity. I'm not using it as ability. It's the capacity. It can be enhanced. It can be increased. Even if you are 90 years old, you can be extremely emotionally intelligent. Means you can perform and achieve anything. So it's the capacity of doing two things. Number one, recognizing. Number two, managing. Finish. Number one, recognizing. Number two, managing. Okay. Recognizing what? Recognizing personal emotions and recognizing other emotions. मेरे साथ हैं recognizing personal emotions and recognizing others' emotions. Now, managing personal emotions, managing others' emotions. But clear? If you do this, then what is that? कुछ भी नहीं. You sir? If you are able to do this, if I am able to understand and recognize my own emotions and able to understand your emotions, then second step will automatically happen. There are more than 100 activities how to move from first step to the second step. But I will not show you those here to save time. Very easy. Okay. So this is the definition of emotional intelligence. All right, now let's move further. To become intelligent about your emotions, first of all, it's important to know where the emotions reside. Yes. Now this is a challenge for you. Please respond me. Where does the emotion reside? Emotion कहाँ पे होते हैं? टांग में, बाजू में, सर में, दिल में, दिमाग में, आंखों में, कान में, नाक में, दिमाग में, पीठ में, बाजू में, कोहनियों में, कहाँ पे? In eyes, okay. But he's saying in eyes. In heart. Yes, different. Because participants में कोई female तत्व नहीं है, female नहीं है. Where does the emotion reside, madam? It's in the heart. I knew that. मुझे पता है कि मैंने ये जवाब है. Mind. जी. Who is speaking? पूरे जिस्म में बात ही खत्म. Very good. सब तक इमोशन है. क्या बात है?
वैसे तो माइंड में बड़ा हार्ट का इमोशंस के साथ ये डिबेट रही है कि हार्ट इसके साथ कोई कनेक्शन बस अभी रिसर्च में कुछ आया है कि
जी सर, what is mind? Sir, state of mind, that's why mind. आपको दिख पा रहे नहीं? दिमाग में. ये देखें, ये आपने देखा सत्ता पूरे के पूरे emotion. All right. So just consider what I'm going to say right now, and take this word for granted and इसी पे आमीन कीजिएगा. जैसे I told you in the beginning, let's become children and learn. When we send our children to school and they come back, even the teacher tells something wrong, he or she says, "My teacher told me it's right, it's right." So take these words that Dr. Zia said. Emotion reside only and only फकत in brain. दिल में कुछ नहीं. आर्गुमेंट वाली बात आपने कही. कुछ नहीं है. Just a pumping machine. People have recently replaced your heart. Still you are emotional. People have done operation and heart transplant. They put the monkey heart. The person was emotional. Still. We'll talk about debate हम बाद में बात करेंगे. But 99, अगर आप वो वाली बात 99.999 majority here. 0.001% कोई correction कहीं पे पाने की कोई कोशिश की जा रही है, let it be electron. But right now, 100% mind. Thinking and feeling brain. Now, whenever I will be talking about emotion, my dear judges, I will be talking about two brains. Thinking brain and feeling brain. I will be saying, this is my heart, this is my head. This is my heart, this is my head. I won't be talking about this part. No. So thinking and feeling brain. You can see amygdala over there? Yes. Now, very interesting fact I'm going to tell you about this biological fact here, which affects your psychology and physiology as well. This is your gray matter. This is called gray matter. This is called neocortex. That's called higher brain. Means rational brain. Rational brain. Left brain. These are all same. These are all the names. These names are all for one brain. That's left brain. You can call neocortex. You can call higher brain. You can call gray matter. You can call left brain. You can call thinking brain. You can call anything. Okay. But this red. This is called your right brain. This is called your feeling brain. This is called your emotional brain. This is called your maybe lower brain. This is called lower brain with center that is called amygdala. Now let's talk about this. I'm not talking about this. IQ resides here. EQ resides here. Okay? And this tail, it shrinks here and it stays inside the right brain. But what happens? When somebody gets emotional, what happens? This tail expands. Amygdala is called the GHQ of emotion. General headquarters of emotions. All emotions. Love, hate, loneliness, sadness, everything. Anyway. Amygdala is the center. It's the GHQ is the center of emotion. And if something happens, some stimuli, or by any means, this orders and this tail comes out of this and goes into the left brain and says, "Jaisa main kar raha hu, waisa kar." Go and kill, go and loot, go and plunder, punch, slap, abuse, loot the bank. And then when this tail comes back, then this thinking brain says, oh, ये मैंने क्या किया? ये मुझसे क्या हो गया? So, understanding this powerful GHQ is really very important. Understanding this is very important. That's why when Bulle Shah says, Bulla ki jane make on, it does not mean my dress. It does not mean mera knowledge. It does not mean my thinking brain. It means my emotions. Very emotional state. That's why Islamic and religious script also says, Man arafa nafsa faqad arafa rabba. The person who understood himself means his emotions. He understood the creator. If I'm able to understand the creator of the computer and the friendship with the person who is the creator and manufacturer of the computer will come in a very concept. If I'm able to understand my God and I have a friendship with my God, who is the creator of my own emotion, लोगों की दुनिया को समझना और मसले मसाइल को समझना और डिसीजन मेकिंग करना, प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई करना, जस्टिफाई करना, रीजंस ढूंढना और इंसाफ करना, ये कौन सा मुश्किल काम? Point is, all right, how to recognize the emotion? Yes, in the beginning, second slide I told you, third slide, through facial expressions. एक चेहरे से जा लेते हैं लोग, पहला मसला क्या है? कोई लिटरेचर वाला बंदा बता सकता है.
So body language भी.
I'm just giving you one example. But most of the times, from facial expression, you can understand. People learn to manage their body language. But you cannot change your facial expression by your judges. If you are able to understand the facial language, I'm telling you, if the person is lying, his hand will go here. And if you are a judge, and if you know the techniques, how to catch a lawyer, not the lawyer, I know there are ones with lawyers as well, but if you are able to understand the lawyers, the techniques you can catch like this. If somebody is lying, the person will look here on the left side of it. See the eye movement, the hand movement, the facial expression. Okay, the eyebrows. You can catch easily. But those are the reflection of your emotions. People try to hide, but it cannot be. आप कहेंगे फिर ये acting कैसे होती है? नहीं. अगर if somebody constantly trying to hide the emotional expression, वो bipolar personality बनता है. वो एक normal human being नहीं रहता. He or she would damage his biological sense, biological being, psychological being as well. Now, how emotionally intelligent you are, let's have a small think piece, and after that I will be sharing with you comprehensive activity. Just for 5 seconds. How many people are here in this picture, please? 5 seconds, quickly. 1 or 2? Hurry up. 3. 5. There are 6 people here, okay? Don't worry, I will share the size with you. Alright, so if you use your emotional intelligence and perception and properly look at this, you will find 6 people. But if you say just simply what I see, rely on your senses, 2. Alright, IQ versus EQ, intelligent quotient versus emotional quotient. The research shows that IQ can help you to be successful to the extent of 20%. IQ, 20% in life. Rest of the 80% success depends on EQ. Big. But our school system, education system, academic system, institutional system, professional system, focusing on 20%, not even properly on 20%. What about the 80%? Okay. Another reflection of your right brain and your left brain. Your right brain is, your left brain is compartmentalized. 1 plus 1 makes 2 only, that's it. Your right brain, all the poetry, all the imagination. 1 plus 1 make, A for 8, 11, 1100, 11,000. And this is your right brain and the heart that teaches the left brain how to make or manufacture an aeroplane and how to fly in the air. This is the right brain that teaches the left brain how human being can swim like shark and whales underwater. Otherwise, the left brain is fixed. Cannot think out of the compartment system. It's just ability fixed. That does every sort of innovation, creativity, out of the box thinking, decision making out of the box. So many problems come in your life, that people bring in your life, in your courtroom, that आपको लगता है कि इसका मसले का हल ही नहीं है. Your right brain tells you, नहीं, ये मसला, ये हल है, ये decision है. Better win-win situation. For left brain, you win, I lose. I only win when you lose. For right brain, it can also be possible. I win, you win. Everybody wins. Can also be possible. Can emotional intelligence be learned? Yes. Yeah, of course. The answer is, of course. At what age can you learn emotion? At any age. There was a person in this Vietnam, I was there, and he was around 89, 90 years. He was living in an apartment, 3rd-story building near the river. He jumped from the window. When he learned about emotional intelligence, he read a book on it. sort of thing, and he was having a discussion and all that. He became my friend. He jumped out of the window into the river because it's normal thing, not he didn't do suicide. Jumped into the river and started swimming. He said, God bless you at the age of 90. And he took the boat and went to his relatives, to meet his relatives and kids and grandkids and all that. He said, I was living around here. It opened my mind. You opened my mind, something like that. So it happened. Okay, anytime. Now, who's your boss? Head or heart? Head or heart? This is your boss. I'm not talking about this. Brain, left brain or right brain? Right brain. Let's have a quick that activity. Please, can you share that? Now let's have an activity and after that. That's your. It's the same dissection of your brain, amygdala on one side and the gray matter on the other side. Another image of your brain, amygdala here, see how small, and the gray matter how big. Another image, the same. All right. Now what you need to do is, everybody is having the page with you? All right. You need to write, let me show you what you need to do is, look at it. At the bottom of the page, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just write 1 to 5. Write it, do it. Pick up the pencil, pick up the ball point and write it, please. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Let me take from this. No, only 5. Not 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Okay, 4 pages. Okay. No problem, sorry. Have you written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And write equal sign in front of each one. Equal. No lines. Yes, it's equal. Okay? Done? 1 equals not at all. Or strongly disagree. SD. Strongly disagree. SD. 1 equals SD means strongly disagree. 2 means disagree. D. 3 means neutral, neither agree nor disagree. 4 means agree, A. And 5 means strongly agree, SA. If anybody needs my help, do let me know. I will come in. SA, strongly agree. No. And 4 is agree. Strong. So are you doing it? Okay. Okay, let's begin. What is the episode? All right. Now, how many statements are there on the page? 15. For every statement, you need to put either you agree or you disagree or you strongly agree or you have your neutral understanding or whatever. But you need to do what? You need to mention the number out of those 5. You need to mention the number. For example, in front of 1, you put maybe 1, 2, you put 3, 3, you put 5 or whatever. Out of all 15, you need to put either of the 5 numbers. Got it? Go ahead, please. You have only 1 minute. Sorry? Yes, repo. 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 You have only 1 minute, please. Be fast. Let me see who will do first. 40 seconds left, please. Seconds. If you need my help, do let me know. Okay, last 20 seconds and we'll close. If anybody has done, please raise your hands. Very good, excellent. Hurry up, hurry up. Let's see who is coming second and third. Okay, stop please. Done? Done? Okay, done. Raise your hands, you are done. Okay, very good. Sir, hurry up please. Last 5 seconds. Finish. Done now. Now what you need to do is total them. Combine, add.
Score?
Yeah, score. Whatever you have written, total them. Make a total of them. And write the number and circle. Total का लीजिए, addition, submission, जो भी समझे, make it total. Done? Done, good. Be careful, he's cheating your emotional intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, stop please. Stop please. Total करके stop करें please. Done? Pay attention. Now, बस इसको भूल जाए, इसको upside down करें. Like this. Put it right. Okay. Page उल्टा करें. Okay. So this is, see the size of amygdala. I told you something about human brain and animal brain. It's almost the same difference between the gray matter and the red matter. Emotional brain and the thinking brain. Alright, now the research says every field, your EQ, emotional intelligence, every field, whether it's judges, judiciary, lawyership, or corporate sector or business, anywhere. Twice important as your cognitive abilities. Cognitive means thinking. IQ. Almost 90% success in leadership in everything is attributed to E. People say to get the job, you need IQ. To step up through the ladder at the top, you need E. To get the job, you need IQ. To go to the top, you need EQ. There are 4 domains of emotional intelligence. We defined emotional intelligence. We are going to close in 7 to 10 minutes now. I'm giving you the gist of the whole book. This one slide covers one complete book. There are 12 components of the hallmarks of dimensions of emotional intelligence. Hallmarks of self-awareness, based on self-confidence, realistic self-assessment, self-depreciating sense of humor. इससे पहले कि लोग आप पे हंसे, आप पे means including me and everybody, हमें अपने आप पे हंसना आना चाहिए. Very, very important. Second, hallmarks of self-management, trustworthiness and integrity. आपको मुझ पे एतबार ही नहीं है, आप मुझ पे ट्रस्ट नहीं करते, मियाँ बीवी के यही झगड़े. Or become, I say, please first become trustworthy and then ask. Then you won't be asking, please trust me. If you are trustworthy, don't need to ask, please trust me. So trustworthiness and integrity. The integrity is what? What you say, you do what you say. The actions speak what you say. And your sentences also represent what you do. Integrity. Comfort with ambiguity. Openness to change. Third hallmark of social awareness and empathy. Expertise in building and relating talent management. Creating out-of-the-box solutions. Cross-cultural sensitivity and service to clients and customers. People. Cross-cultural sensitivity. Understanding the cultural values, language, expressions, style of life. And finally, hallmarks of social skills or relationship management. Effectiveness in leading change, being a leader, developing teams. What's the name of Lahore ke jo hai, Shakar? Somebody asked that to this gentleman, he asked that everybody have seen that you keep needle and thread with you. आप सुई और धागा अपने साथ रखते हैं. हमने आपके साथ कैंची नहीं देखी. इसमें क्या खास बात है? इसमें क्या फिलॉसफी? हमने कहा बेटा मैं सारी जिंदगी लोगों को जोड़ता काटता नहीं. मैंने कैंची सुई था. So hallmarks of relationship management, expertise in building and leading team. If you are able to collaborate, coordinate, build the team. That is one of the essence, one of the hallmarks of emotional intelligence. This is what you have done just now. Now get ready. Page open karne wapas. And tell me the score if you want. What's the score, sir? Please बताइएगा. Total score of you.
49.
49. Yes, sir. Please.
45.
45. Sir. Very good. G. 64. Sir. 49. Sir. उनका नहीं, आप अपना बताइएगा. आपकी कैलकुलेशन ठीक नहीं है. जी सर. टोटल नहीं किया. आपकी तो आप काइंडली इनके पास आ सकते हैं. If you don't mind, आप सर. If you don't mind, I know it's difficult. थोड़ा इशू होता है लेकिन उनके इधर आ जाइए. आप भी आपने क्या हुआ? What's your score? 58. Can you help me? Please. इससे पता कीजिए गलत. बैठे सर बैठे. बैठे वहाँ पे. जी. What's your score? 59. 44. Sir. 52. 56. 56, sir.
57.
57. All right. Now let's see. Let's see. Anybody who is having the score between 15 to 34? Raise your hands. Somebody said 32. Raise your hand. I have not that poor memory. All right. So don't worry. I told you we are all learners here. here. I learned a lot from you and you learned something. So it says that you need to work on your emotional intelligence. You might, maybe there's something wrong in calculation, I'll help you out. You may find that you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, especially in stressful situations, or you may avoid conflict because you think that you will find it distressing, the emotion to be facing that ignore. It's likely too that you find it hard to calm down after you have felt upset, and you will struggle to build strong working relationships. Don't worry. Don't worry, there are plenty of ways that you can build emotional intelligence starting from today. So what? Anybody who is having the score between 35 to 55? Yes, raise your hands. Very good. Lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Your emotional intelligence level is okay. ये क्या है ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं होगी. Okay. You probably have good relationship with some of your colleagues, but others may find more difficult to work with. The good news is that you have a great opportunity to improve your working relationship. 60. Anybody having score above 56? 2 on, 3, 4, 4 on. Great. Raise your hands, please. The emotionally intelligent people, please don't leave them. इनके पीछे जाइए. You are an emotionally intelligent person. Okay? इसमें भी कोई गड़बड़ थोड़ी हो सकती है, वो कर सकते हैं, but trust, no problem. But be careful. You have a great relationship, and you probably find that people approach you for advice. ऐसा है? However, when so many people admire your people skill, it's easy to lose sight of your needs. Then, researchers found that emotionally intelligent people often have great leadership potential. Realize that potential by seeking opportunities to improve even further. ये नहीं कि I'm already emotionally intelligent person, then automatically you go down and become emotionally unintelligent. So we are concluding in 2-3 minutes. Emotional skills can be learned by your judges by adding in your personality emotional sensitivity, add emotional competency, add emotional maturity, and automatically, if you add these three important aspects into your emotions, into your personality, what would happen? You become emotionally intelligent professional. Never get crazy on others. No need, life is short. Never get crazy on others. Also, never get crazy on yourself. It's a gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't need to get crazy on ourselves. Remember the keyword. Keyword is balance. We need to keep a balance. And just 1 minute, I'll come. You can start with this daily mood chart. Maybe if you start today or tomorrow, you would feel like it is very difficult. But if you start doing 1, 2, 3, 4 days, next week you will feel it's okay. Third week you will feel it's very, very important. After 1 month you say, no, I must do it. And third month, automatically it would be fixed in your mind. So, at what time you feel happy, sad, you may have this, you can add up anything. You need to connect with your big, powerful force, that is your right brain, amygdala. And the balancing act is here. Let me make it slow. This is your head, means your thinking brain. I'm not talking about your heart. This is the head. This is your thinking brain, or thinking part of your brain. And I say that your thinking brain is constituted of IQ, intelligent quotient. That is your heart, not this one, and that is called the heart, the right brain. And I would say it is called the feeling brain, or it is called the emotional brain. And here resides EQ, the emotional quotient, or emotional intelligence, or all the emotions, being the balance. Definitely, the boss is over there. We connect with that. So, success requires more than IQ, intelligent quotient. The traditional measures of intelligence ignoring essential behavior and elements on character elements. IQ is something here, EQ is big. Okay, just ignore this slide and let's go to conclusion. This is the statement I would request that every my dear judge should read this statement. 2.5 lines. Being judged, your brain possesses the light of your creator. So reflect it by connecting with yourself and with others while you are in the court, while decision making. And finally, अगर कोई भी हल नहीं निकलता, lastly, do not forget to ask for help from the one who can help. I thank you. Thank you very much. Now I'm free. If you have any questions, if you have any theory, you can discuss. Feel free, no problem. You are raising hands up. Thank you.